We've got a different kind of engine that I'm working on here today. As you can see, it's not like the other engines I usually fix. It's a 3-cylinder. Now I plan on building a much larger 6-cylinder of my own design, possibly with overhead cams, and I'd like to play around with variable valve timing, and of course find a way to hook this up to my compressor so I can maybe get some more higher RPM out of it than I can get just with this compressed air. But you gotta start somewhere, and having never put one of these together that actually works, I followed somebody else's instructions online, and I'll leave a link to his website in the description of this video, because I wouldn't have really had a great place to start without his instructions. So big thanks to him. I plan on just kind of incrementally improving this. Maybe design my own 4-cylinder, design a pushrod 4-cylinder, then design an overhead cam 4-cylinder, and then maybe eventually get the nice big inline 6 like I want to do with all the transparent pistons, and then start mucking around with things like cylinder deactivation or infinitely variable electronic valve timing. But anyways, instead of fixing the engine that's in my actual car, this is what I've been doing with my time. Yeah, this is the thing that I'm constructing to power future motors. Just a little regulator, just a little gauge. Unfortunately, I tested this out with my air compressor, and my mistake for buying a $6 regulator, but it's got a massive air leak despite all the Teflon tape I've been putting on this thing. And it doesn't actually do a great job of regulating airflow, despite the fact that it's pretty much its only job. So I'm going to fart around with this some more and maybe post a video if I can get this thing to rev any higher. I just had a brainwave. If we want to see how high this thing will rev, we don't need to wait for me to sort this thing out. Let's just daisy chain a few of these together and see what happens. That'll work. It really looks like I'm using unmodified valves here and unmodified cylinders. Another thing too, I was stupid and went out and ordered brand new valves. Probably would have been wiser to start with some used valves, because the new valves are really stiff. They have a lot of internal friction, and there's a lot of friction on the valve train of this thing. The crankshaft is always going to have a bit of friction, but this thing has a lot of force it needs to exert in order to actuate all of these valves. So, in fact, I would assume that it's consuming more power just actuating the valves than it's actually producing at the crank. So what would you call that? Indicated horsepower is going to be well over double or triple or maybe even quadruple what brake horsepower is. And really it seems like with unmodified switches and unmodified valves, or at least a different design, this is perhaps the highest redline I might get out of this engine, because even with 2 cans of air, I'm still getting only a slight rise in RPM. Probably without making some changes or modifying some parts. This is about the RPM that I'm going to get. But, you know, I like it.